All right, so welcome to another video. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at an iron fly versus an iron condor and what's the difference between these two. So that's what we'll be covering. I did have a question about this, so let me pull it up. There it is from that person. He said an iron fly versus an iron condor. Can you do a video difference between these two? So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to take a look at. And if you want to continue to learn, grow, and educate yourself, check out our website at tradersfly.com. There's a ton of great freebies there, courses, mini books, and much more. And you can book a free 20-minute coaching call if you're struggling on what the heck you're doing on the options world. All right, let's get started on a iron condor versus an iron fly. So let's first take a look at what an iron condor is. So we're going to set one up. I think, let's see, I don't think I have anything on Meta platforms. So I think Meta, Facebook, will be a good starting point. We're going to do a 30-day because it's a nice round number. And right now the current price is at $305. I think, you know, when you see this later on, because it's not going to be posted the same day, but as you see this later on, you'll be able to kind of understand how this works and operates. So first off, let's look at what an iron condor is. So an iron condor, what it is I'm selling a vertical on the put side over here. And now that I've got a vertical on the put side, okay, I've got this one. Let's go to maybe 285 and 280. The importance of these strikes at the moment is not as critical because we're going to be comparing the two differences. Okay, and then we're going to do another vertical, okay, over at the call side. So we've got two verticals, one on the puts, one on the calls, probably about a 15 or 20 delta, maybe 17 on this one, on each side. So this is an iron condor. So an iron condor, the way it makes money is it makes money through decay, but also has a short vega component. So in some cases, the short vega is bigger than the theta, so it actually could be more of a short vega play rather than a theta component. But in either case, many people think of this trade as a time value based trade, theta, rather than a vega based trade. Okay, so this one, it makes money from a non-directional move. Now, with an iron condor, you could make it actually bullish. How do I make it bullish? Well, let's just say I increase the contracts on the left side or the put side. Now I've got 5 contracts to 1. Or if I go back, I can just do 1 to 1. It's a balanced position. If I go 2, you can see what's happening is that this position starts to skew or twist and transform a little bit, making it a little more bullish. And you can do the same thing on the bearish side. You could also do it in other ways, like spreading the width of the difference in the verticals and a few other ways and combinations, like bringing in the deltas and so on. Okay, so we've got the basics of this trade down, right? The basics. So what is an iron fly? Well, first off, you got to understand what a fly is, or a butterfly. And what a butterfly is what we can do is we can do the same concept. We can right click, go to butterfly. It's selling to at the money, okay? Selling to kind of at the money or at a certain strike point. And then I have protection on both ends. But if you don't really know what a butterfly ultimately is it's kind of like an iron condor in a way. And this is why the iron fly comes up and so on. So the whole point behind these names is just to understand what you're talking about. Really, the construction of it is what's more important. Because if you're talking about an iron fly or a fly, in a lot of those cases, there's not much difference behind it. So what we can do, and I'm going to show you this concept. I'm going to analyze this trade. I'm going to analyze that trade. Okay, so what we can do now is if we start bringing in these strikes closer to the current price is 305. So let's bring this in, meaning the put side will go in to 295, and then we'll do this one to 290. What you'll see me doing is bringing this side in and this side in closer, and by doing that, what we are doing is we're building really a butterfly. Okay, so here I am bringing it in closer. Now, do you have to do it like this, like I'm doing? No, I'm just showing you for educational purposes, so you kind of get an idea of, hey, how do you do this? How does this work? How do we operate this? So again, I'll go a little bit further, 5 more points, and there we go. So look, it's a very tight iron condor, very, very tight, meaning close together. It's not very wide anymore. And we'll do the same again one more time on this side. So look, I can't get too much tighter besides maybe another strike. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go one more strike. I'm going to go to the 300. I'm going to bring this 300 to a 305, and I'm going to bring the 310 to a 305. And watch what's going to happen is they will have an overlap. And there we go. And now we've got ourselves a butterfly. So this is really an iron butterfly. And I'm doing it for the purpose of showing it on the Analyze tab so you can see what it looks like. But it does make money from theta. It's also a short vega position similar to an Iron Condor. Now, does it really matter if I do an iron butterfly like this, meaning the puts and the calls? That's all iron means, puts and calls, iron. Or can I just go into this one, meaning the 305s, and just buy a call butterfly? Look, I've got a 305. There's a 305s here. 305, I'm selling 2, and then I'll do this one at 295 and this one at 315. There's my 315, there's my 295. So is there really that much difference? Not really. Subtle differences towards expiration. This one chews up about $141 of capital for the iron fly. Keep in mind we're doing verticals to separate things to teach. And this one uses $143 of capital. Oh, $2 difference. Not really much difference at all. So there's not much difference whether you want to do a regular butterfly or an iron fly. There's not much difference. But really what you're doing when it comes to an Iron Condor is typically a wider base spread. Okay, a butterfly, all it means is you're taking these two points, getting them closer to here, okay, and that's all you're really doing. And then you have the verticals to work with, which for some people is a little bit easier than doing all calls or all puts. But as for difference, as far as profitability or this or that, which one's better? They're about the same. Now, if you're going a little bit more, let's say bullish, let's say you move this butterfly and you want it to go bullish, then in that case, I would do probably all calls. If you were doing bearish, I'd probably do all puts, just for the fact of kind of expiration and that kind of thing. And because you could let that butterfly fully expire. So in this case, I'd probably do all calls. I wouldn't do an iron fly. I'd do either all calls, but if I was on the downside, I'd probably do all puts. So I hope that helps and gives you a little insight. If you really want to learn more about, Iron Condors and butterflies, check out the course. This one is, it's pretty extensive. 21 hours of Iron Condor education, 53 videos. And we even do trade examples. So we go through the trades like day 45, day 42, day 40, how it continues to count down time and time again with the trade. So check that out. I highly encourage you. You'll learn a lot more. But this is kind of a starting point of what the difference is there on these Iron Condors versus butterfly spreads. So hope that helps. Truly appreciate you joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.